This is an official Goddess Productions remix. What's up, everybody? This is Bree from Young, Safe, and Free, and I'm back with this week's Tuesday Talk. And I know y'all. I know I said I was not taking another break, but life happened, and it was happening very quickly. So I had to adjust. And, sometimes some things get put on the back burner, and that, this Young, Safe, and Free has been one of the things that I had to kind of like, I'll come back when I'm ready. So it just, some things take priority sometimes, and right now, Young, Safe, and Free was not, at that time, Young, Safe, and Free was not a priority. So for everybody that's new to my channel, welcome. My name is Brianna. I am the founder and creator of Young, Safe, and Free. For everybody else that's been here, welcome back. Thanks for joining me once again, and thanks to y'all for being so patient with me. I do apologize once again. I'm so sorry that I took another break, but some things, they just had to be done. So this week, before I get into that, everybody, Lottie Daddy and everybody, make sure you are subscribed to my channel by clicking the button down below and also hitting the subscribe button so you never miss another video from me. So this week we are going to be talking about this Jamal Bryant situation. So I feel like there's a lot of pastors out here that just catching hell because they run their mouth too much. And I feel like that is the case with Jamal Bryant. So recently he said that Burning Sage was demonic and blah, blah, blah. And to some extent I do agree with that. I don't necessarily believe that it's demonic per se, but I do think it's about the intentions that people put behind it, because technically speaking, Burning Sage does come from, its source is from witchcraft, right? However, burning sage does not, just because you burn sage does not mean that you're a witch. Like, I don't do it personally. I don't like the smell of it, so it does nothing for me. Okay? But it's kind of like how people are about yoga. There's some people who do not practice yoga because of where it comes from. And I get it. I completely get it. I believe, was it Apostle Brian Meadows that was talking about it? He used to do like taekwondo or karate or some kind of martial arts. Maybe it was mixed martial arts. I don't know what it was. Here you go. Sorry, somebody is calling me, y'all, and it's not here for it right now. I believe it was Apostle Brian Meadows. He did some kind of like mixed martial arts or something, and I remember him saying that he didn't practice it anymore because when he practiced it, it was because he was a Buddhist at the time. So it was like, it just depends on your intentions with it. Sometimes, I go to yoga, when I was going to the gym, I would go to yoga classes every Thursday because that's what I needed to decompress for the day. Not because I'm a Buddhist. I'm a proud Kojic Pentecostal. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Just because I go to yoga does not mean that I am practicing some kind of other religion or anything like that. That's not what I go there for. I don't go there for that side of it. I go there for a peace of mind. Because sometimes we need to decompress. And speaking of decompressing, this is where Jamal Bryant caught hell. Because he says burning sage is demonic, but yet, and I know one doesn't really have to do with the other, but you can't say that this is demonic because you're demonic because you do this, but then you out at hookah bars and lounges. Does that make you, out here in these streets? I mean, granted, we all know that Jamal is low-key out here in the streets. Like, doesn't take away from him as a pastor, doesn't take away from him as a leader. I do believe that leaders should have a place where they can, calm, cool, relax, whatever you want to call it. I do believe that they should have that balance. But you cannot bash somebody that does one thing and then you do the other. Because technically speaking, it's the same thing, but not really. I mean, it's the same thing. You go into a hookah lounge to calm down, to chill out for a while. People burning sage so they can chill out at their house or wherever they at, get the bad spirits out. The same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same concept, but just a different practice. So I just think that what people are looking for with him specifically is consistency, because it's very, very hard to listen to anything that anybody has to say when you know they're living a double life. Like, it makes it very difficult to follow. So, y'all, if y'all go to New Birth and y'all follow me, I'm sorry, I'm talking about y'all pastor, but it's the truth. Some people, and me and my pastor actually talked about this last week. Some people just have a blind faith. And so sometimes people will just follow something because that's what they're taught. Like, for example, some people, they're like when it comes to religion purposes, I grew up in the Church of Christ. My mama she didn't grow up in the Church of Christ. She converted to Church of Christ as an adult. And so she raised me and my sister in the Church of Christ. Now, I'm not one of them people that you just gonna tell me that the sky is blue and I'm gonna believe it. No, that's just not me. I am a visual learner. I need to see it for myself. So, like, you tell me the sky is blue, but I gotta go outside to go check for myself to see if it's blue. Like, that's just me. So when it comes to religion, and when it comes to the sanctity of the office of the pastor and the apostles and, the prophets and all the fivefold ministry, I do think that people need to be more cautious of it. Is there such thing as being, going out and having a good time? Absolutely. I think everybody should do that. Because there's one thing to be in the office, but then there's another thing. There's sometimes when you can't just be so holier than thou and, deep and revelated to the point that can't nobody have a conversation. You have to have that balance. But you can't. I think the issue with Jamal is that it's not that there's no deliverance. There's a certain level of deliverance that people are expecting. So for him to be where he is in ministry, because a lot of times, a lot of pastors be like, I used to do this and I used to do that and I used to do that. And for Jamal, it's not that I used to, it's that I still am doing this, but I'm pastoring at the same time. So it kind of, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And he doesn't owe anybody an explanation for what he's doing, but it just, it makes it hard. It makes it really hard, especially for people, that have a lot of newcomers. That it makes it very, very difficult, because it's one thing to show them, yes, I have balance, but it's another thing like, yeah, I'm preaching this, but then I live this way. Like, it's hard. It's hard. And I think people in leadership need to be more cautious of that, or be more transparent about it. Because you just can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't preach one thing and then live another way and then act like it didn't happen. Like, for example, my ministry, most of us, some of us as leaders, we are very transparent when it comes to our lives. A lot of people know that I will cuss you out in a heartbeat if you try me. I'm working on it. God is still working on me in that area of my life. Like, fighting the belligerent side of me, God is still working on. Very much so. He's done a lot of he's made a lot of progress, because I'm not so quick to cuss people out. I'm not so quick to put my hands on people. But people know that I will. Okay? Like, they know that I will. I will sit calm, cool, and collected in my God and Gold shirt. But then it's like, alright. Y'all need to come get her before I get her. Like, they know that. We're very transparent about that. And so it's not like Every time I talk to my apostle or I talk to someone else in the ministry, oh, I'm up reading my Bible. Me and God were talking. It's not like that with me. I'm a real person. You can have a real conversation with me. It don't have to be about church all the time. And I think that's the biggest part of ministry that people are missing. It's not that, yes, I go to every church service, every prayer meeting, every Bible study. Every time I come to church, I'm at the church. Yes, I did do that at one time in my life when I was at my home church. I was there for everything. Every Bible study, every service, every time they needed somebody to clean the church, every time we had a prayer meeting, every time we had something with the youth, I was always there. But I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have any friends really at home like that I hung out with. So that was my time away from home. And so that's just what it was. But now I see I can't be church all the time, especially when church, I have so many responsibilities in it because you get church out, right? So that's why, there's situations where, like when we went on our church retreat, yes, we all went out. It wasn't out to like a club or anything. We went out to eat. We had a good time. But there's sometimes there's some people that just, they don't see the benefit in that. They're like, well, God is my keeper. You're absolutely right. That's why He made that's why He made those places for you to go to chill out. Like, Jesus wasn't in church all the time. As a matter of fact, He performed one of His miracles at a party, a wedding reception, right? So that means you get to go out and enjoy life. He turned water into wine. So what does that mean? What is that? They were lit. Okay? A lot of people use that as a reason to drink, but I'm just saying, like, Jesus was at a place where He was having a good time. Not necessarily that He was drinking and He was doing all this and all that. That's not what it's about. It's about the fact that He was somewhere celebrating life, like celebrating a union, enjoying His life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, I'm the Messiah. I can't be around these people. I can't, it wasn't like that. And so I think that is one lesson we can learn from Jamal Lewis. Yes, he was at a hookah lounge, but that man has how many members? How many people that has? Like, how much stress that is to have a church that large. Like, it's stress having a church, period. It don't matter the size, but just to have that balance, it does make a difference. So, like, it just, that is definitely something we can take away from that. But we also have to remember that He is not perfect, so He is not going to do everything He's supposed to do. And He's not going to always say the things that He's supposed to say. So, this whole sage thing, I get it. I get where you're going with it. Is it offensive to some people? Probably. But some people just, they need to take, get out their feelings, put their feelings in their back pocket and call it a day. Keep it moving. Like, it just depends, It's up to people to decide what they learn from that, right? Because you can learn something from everybody. And that's something I've taken my whole life. Every situation, there's something you can learn something. It may not be what the obvious lesson was supposed to be, but there's something you can learn, right? But yeah, I think that's all I have for y'all regarding this. So if you have any, if you want to talk about it in the comments, we can. I'm more than happy to converse with you all. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!